I remember studying Nahw and Sarf and then coming across a poem of Al-Imam Al-Asma'i. It was a relatively long poem, but it was so beautiful. I spent time, came away from the Nahw Dars to memorize the poem because of the story that was connected to it. ما أدري تعرفون صوت سفير البلبلي تعرفونه anybody familiar with it قصة جميلة جدا that Al-Imam Al-Asma'i, we'll mention a quick digression يعني quick. Imam Al-Asma'i from the scholars of the language during the Khilafah of Abu Ja'far al-Mansur, Abu Ja'far al-Mansur was paying even though he was one that was ardent over the wealth and what he would give away from wealth, he used to pay poets to write, or if they wrote a unique poem, one that was theirs, then he would pay them, yani present the poem, he would pay them the weight of the poem in gold if it was that they wrote yani an original poem. So the various poets that were present within the kingdom, they would write their poems and then they would present them. But Abu Ja'far al-Mansur, he had a slave girl that would memorize a poem if she heard it once, and a slave boy that would memorize a poem if he heard it twice, and he would memorize it if he heard it 3 times. So poets used to come and they would bring their poetry and he would say, that's ma'roof. He said, Kaif ma'roof, I've just written it. He said, no. They would say, no. She knows it. Iqra'i. And so she would recite. When she would recite it, then he would memorize it because the slave boy, he would memorize it on 2 occasions. And so you would say, even he knows it. Iqra. And so he would recite. And so then he would recite. And then when he would recite, he would memorize it because he himself, after 3 listens, then he too would memorize. So he would say, go away. If it wasn't for the fact that I'm feeling merciful today, I would have had you whipped. And so the poets used to come and they used to, we don't know what's going on because we're writing original poems. And he's saying that he knows them. So Imam Asma'i recognized that there was some type of scheme or some type of plot that was taking place. So he said that he's going to write some poetry that he's not going to be able to mimic. And then he's going to present it to the Khalifa. And so he went to the Khalifa and he hid himself or disguised himself so that they wouldn't know it was Asma'i. And so he said, I have a poem. He said, Khalas, you know the condition? He said, yes, if it's original, we give you the weight of the poem in gold. And so he said, Tayyib, I made a poem. And so he began to recite. Madri, mumkin, this is years now. He mentions, صوت صفير البلبل هيج قلب الثمل الماء والزهر مع زهر لثم ومقلي وأنت يا سيد لي وسيدي وموللي فكم تيمني غزيل عقيقلي قطفته من وجنة من لثم ورد الخجل فقال لا وقد غدا محرولي فخوذ مالت وردا من فعل هذا الرجل فولولت ولي يا ويللي فقلت لا تولولي وبين اللؤلؤ لي. And he carries on إلى أن قال والعود دن لي والطبل طب لي طب لي والسقف سق لي. يعني والسقف سق لي والرقص قد طاب إلي شوى وشاهش. And then he mentions anyway على ورق سفرجلي. Years ago إخوان, years ago. ولو تراني راكبا أنت نسيت كذلك. ولو تراني راكبا على حمار أهزلي يمشي على ثلاثة. But anyway, he constructs this poem. والكل كعكع. At the end of the poem anyway, he mentions that indeed أنا الأديب الألمعي من حي موصلي. ساعدني يا شيخ. نظمت قطعا زخرفت يعجز عنه الأدبلي أقول في مطلعها صوت صفير البلبلي. Long poem, but in the wording, the construction, in its nazam, in that which was used, Jamil. And so the Khalifa, so he said, so, Khalifa, you know this one? So he said, Wallahi. He said, you know it? She said, I don't know it. He said, you know it? He said, I don't know it. He said, Khalas, give me a paper. He said, but the only thing is I didn't write it on paper. I inherited some marble from my father. And I wrote it on the marble. So he said, bring it. He said, I can't pay you that in marble. Kef? He said, well, you never made any condition it has to be paper. He said, hold on. Just a sec. You're Asma'i. So he revealed himself and he said that, Khalas, I won't take anything as long as you pay those shu'ara and those poets that you dismissed previously. Now.